Hey guys, Insightful here. I'm coming at you again with a video, this time on an Arms Warrior. I'm going to show you the rotation, stat priority, and just share some general kind of sustainable damage, burst damage tips, what I've learned on my way to 1800. Now, just a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not the best warrior. I'm still very new to warrior, to be honest, but I think it's a really fun class. And I think at the moment it's probably my favourite melee along with rogue. However, I haven't really played DK, DH or anything. So first of all, stat priority. What stats should you prioritise as an arms warrior? Well, it depends on your build. So at the moment my build is the Spear of Bastion one, which is heavy on crit. I do recommend you go Piercing Verdict, and if you want to take a point out of this and put it in Shattering Throw against Paladins, I would recommend that. Talents to run, they kind of vary. Disarm into a melee comp, so Survival Hunter, Marksman Hunter, Warrior, DK, DH. Disarm doesn't do anything on Paladin. Into a caster comp, you've got two variations. You can either do War Banner or Storm of Destruction, which is nice if you're playing against maybe a Feral Druid, a Shaman, that's going to root you. So these are generally what I recommend. I don't really play any other except these particular three. Okay, so now for kind of DPS. So yes, DPS rotation is pretty simple. However, most classes are actually quite simple in terms of melee. So what you want to do, first of all, we've got several abilities that are part of our kind of damage. So let me just show you what you can expect as a warrior in terms of doing the burst rotation sort of damage. You can expect anywhere between 60 and 70k. So let me just, how do I reset the meter? It's one of these, isn't it? There you go, resettled it. So what we're going to do, so just to break this down, we're going to Sweeping Strikes, charge, then we're going to Storm Bolt into Colossus, into Sharpened Blade, into Spear, into Spin. So yeah, then we're going to do that. We're going to get some huge Mortal Strike crits, and then we're going to Blade Storm again. So there you see. One thing I did forget there is that you should overpower. So I'll show you this rotation once more. You should actually overpower before you charge in. The reason we overpower is because if you look here, so we can see one stack, and then if I overpower again, watch this, so that will go to 60%. So overpower again, and then you're going to Mortal Strike, okay, and you get a 60% increased damage on your Mortal Strike. You also want to, before you do your burst go, want to make sure you use Colossus Smash. I have actually my macros, if I just show you guys, I have this macroed with the Gladiator's Badge of Ferocity. Some of my other macros, I've got this nice macro, which is a nice charge / intervene. I've also got Storm Bolt Focus, Fear Focus, Blade Storm Castora, single cast sequence of Battle Stance, Focus Charge, Focus Kick. Fairly simple, really, nothing too complicated. Like I say, Warrior is a nice class and it's not too complicated. However, bear in mind that in solo shuffle and arena, it's very composition dependent. In solo shuffle, if you're on a big arena against spellcasters, you're going to get focused. Stay in defensive stance, otherwise you're really going to struggle. Anyway, let's go over the burst rotation one more time. So we're going to start off with Sweeping Strikes, charge, Storm Bolt into Overpower. So we're going to get 2 overpowers up. Then we're going to Sharpen Blade, Colossus, and then we're going to Spear into Reckless, an Avatar, into Blade Spin again. So you can see there 75k DPS, and let's have a look what crits we got. So I mean that's like a mil DPS really. So Spear of Bastion, we did crit that. Mortal Strike, we got 134k Mortal Strike. That's actually quite a low one. I've had up to 210k. Blade Storm again, look at the damage. So this is pretty much your one-shot build, and it's just really good. So other kind of tips for sustainable DPS, it's really just using overpower twice. Some people say, yeah, just use it once. I prefer, when I can, to use it twice, but obviously, you know, using it once into a mortal strike, keeping up rend, keeping up sharpened blades. Every time you want to do a burst, I would try and ensure you sharpen blade and colossal smash together, and then obviously Stormbolt into him, into your double overpower, into your mortal strike, into maybe a big execute. That is kind of a nice little burst rotation you can kind of do there. And honestly, that is really it. You want to use Piercing Howl continuously off cooldown. You also want to macro Hamstring to charge to ensure that you use it every time. Otherwise, it's really simple to play Warrior. There isn't what I've found that much that's really difficult about it. There are some classes that are just really hard to play against. However, like many things, it can be a bit of luck in solo shuffling in the perspective of what class you're going to actually go against. But overall, I've had a really positive experience as Warrior, and I really recommend people to go and try this out. Also, one other tip: the reason I am playing Gnome is for Escape Artist, just as a additional kind of trinket against roots. It's really nice and it's got a minute cooldown. So yeah, if you're wondering, that is why I am playing Gnome. Anyway guys, I hope this video is helpful and just gives you a little bit of an insight into how to play Warrior and the DPS rotation. There is a bleed build. I've not played that yet, I've not tried it, so I'm not going to comment, but if this video is helpful, please do head over to my channel on Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel, make a comment, like the video. All these really helpful. All these are really helpful. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening guys. Thanks for watching.